Media Advisory. Monday, March 20, 2023. National Institute of Health-funded study suggests need to boost CD8 plus T-cell response after infection. The magnitude and quality of a key immune cell's response to vaccination with 2 doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine were considerably lower in people with prior SARS-CoV-2 infection compared to people without prior infection, a study has found. In addition, the level of this key immune cell that targets the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein was substantially lower in unvaccinated people with COVID-19 than in vaccinated people who had never been infected. Importantly, people who recover from SARS-CoV-2 infection and then get vaccinated are more protected than people who are unvaccinated. These findings, which suggest that the virus damages an important immune cell response, were published today in the journal Immunity. The study was co-funded by the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases (NIAID), part of the National Institutes of Health, and led by Mark M. Davis, Ph.D. Dr. Davis is the director of the Stanford Institute for Immunity, Transplantation and Infection and a professor of microbiology and immunology at Stanford University School of Medicine in Palo Alto, California. He is also a Howard Hughes Medical Institute investigator. Dr. Davis and colleagues designed a very sensitive tool to analyze how immune cells called CD4 plus T cells and CD8 plus T cells respond to SARS-CoV-2 infection and vaccination. These cells coordinate the immune system's response to the virus and kill other cells that have been infected, helping prevent COVID-19. The tool was designed to identify T cells that target any of dozens of specific regions on the virus's spike protein as well as some other viral regions. The Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine uses parts of the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein to elicit an immune response without causing infection. The investigators studied CD4 plus and CD8 plus T cell responses in blood samples from 3 groups of volunteers. One group had never been infected with SARS-CoV-2 and received 2 doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. The second group had previously been infected with SARS-CoV-2 and received 2 doses of the vaccine. The third group had COVID-19 and was unvaccinated. The researchers found that vaccination of people who had never been infected with SARS-CoV-2 induced robust CD4 plus and CD8 plus T cell responses to the virus spike protein. In addition, these T cells produced multiple types of cell signaling molecules called cytokines, which recruit other immune cells, including antibody-producing B cells, to fight pathogens. However, people who had been infected with SARS-CoV-2 prior to vaccination produced spike-specific CD8 plus T cells at considerably lower levels and with less functionality than vaccinated people who had never been infected. Moreover, the researchers observed substantially lower levels of spike-specific CD8 plus T cells in unvaccinated people with COVID-19 than in vaccinated people who had never been infected. Taken together, the investigators write, these findings suggest that SARS-CoV-2 infection damages the CD8 plus T cell response, an effect akin to that observed in earlier studies showing long-term damage to the immune system after infection with viruses such as hepatitis C or HIV. The new findings highlight the need to develop vaccination strategies to specifically boost antiviral CD8 plus T cell responses in people previously infected with SARS-CoV-2, the researchers conclude. F. Gao et al. Robust T cell responses to the Pfizer/BioNTech vaccine compared to infection and evidence of attenuated CD8 plus T cell responses due to COVID-19. Immunity D. OI 10.1016/J Imuni 2023.35 2023. Dan Rotrosen, MD, Director, NIAID Division of Allergy, Immunology, and Transplantation, is available to respond to media requests for interviews. To schedule interviews, please contact Laura S. Leifman, 30-1400 2-1663, NIID news@NIAID.gov, NIAID conducts and supports research at National Institute of Health throughout the United States and worldwide to study the causes of infectious and immune-mediated diseases and to develop better means of preventing, diagnosing, and treating these illnesses. News releases, fact sheets, and other NIAID-related materials are available on the NIAID website. About the National Institutes of Health. National Institute of Health. National Institute of Health, the nation's medical research agency, includes 27 institutes and centers and is a component of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. National Institute of Health is the primary federal agency conducting and supporting basic, clinical, and translational medical research and is investigating the causes, treatments, and cures for both common and rare diseases. For more information about National Institute of Health and its programs, visit www.nagov. National Institute of Health, turning discovery into health registered.